Come on, dude, go. Why are you driving so f***ing slow? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Circus Moto. Hey, if you're joining me for the first time today, thanks. Appreciate it. Tell your friends. Hopefully you like my videos and you'll click like and click subscribe, ring that bell so you get notifications when I put out new content, all that good stuff. If you've been with me before, welcome back. It's another gorgeous day up here in Pacific Northwest. I'm kind of sad to see summer coming to an end. The weather's been really nice lately. It's been good riding weather. Other than, you know, wildfires, which we seem to get every summer, putting a damper on things. It's been a pretty good summer, you know, weather-wise. I can't complain as a motorcycle rider. So I am, hold on a second here. What are you doing here, bud? You turning? Fantastic. All right, as I was saying, I am on the 1988 Goldwing GL 1500 today. The Chapasaki is sitting in the garage. I still have not had a chance to look into the issues that I was having with it on my last big ride out to Eastern Oregon when we went motorcycle camping. It's doing some weird stuff. And I just haven't had time to dig into it. I've been pretty busy at work. You know, I kind of want to start messing around with the Goldwing anyways. So I've had some parts sitting in the garage ready to put on the bike for a while, and a few maintenance things that I want to do, and we're fixing to do them. So I'm heading over to the farm on the old pussy magnet here, the 1988 GL 1500. It's Goldwing. The ladies love it. They're basically throwing their panties at me from the side of the road all the time. Ooh, what do we got going on here? Green light, go, buddy. Anyhow, headed out to the farm. I'm going to do an oil change. I'm going to change a fuel filter, air filter, change the oil, change the spark plugs, change the timing belts, and see if I can't get this sucker tip-top. If you've seen it before on my channel, you can see that I already did a modification in my home garage. I could not stand the factory windshield on this thing. I do not understand people who want the windshield up to here and then want to look through a plastic windshield all the time. It's so disrupting to me while I'm riding. It's wild. I don't know how anybody can tolerate it. The first thing I did while I was waiting to buy this particular windshield was I chopped the old stock windshield off. I just took a jigsaw to it and I cut the windshield down. I cut it down super low, so it was basically like having no windshield at all. It was about the height of this base windshield that I just put on here. It was roughly the same height once I cut the stock windshield. Now that effectively cut out any kind of wind or weather protection that I was gonna get from a windshield. It was basically like just taking a windshield off and not having one, which was better for me. I didn't like looking through it, as I said before. And the other thing that really bothered me was that it seemed to keep all of the wind off of my helmet. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, that's a good thing. You know, you don't want a bunch of wind on your helmet. It's noisy. It might make your head bobble around and stuff like that. But a little bit of wind is what is needed to get into the vents on your helmet. Keep your head cool, keep your face cool. It was so bad with the stock windshield that if I flipped my face shield up on my helmet like this, I couldn't feel any air at all on my face. And I'm a big, hot, sweaty guy. I want to cool myself off. It's hot in the summer. Wearing a helmet just makes your head extra hot and sweaty, and I hated it. So got on the internet, took a look, and found that a lot of people were switching to this style of windshield. Let me put this back down because the sound quality is probably better when it's down. A lot of people were switching to this kind of double windshield. For the life of me right now, I cannot think of the brand name of this windshield. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it up on the screen when I edit this video so that you guys know what it is, and I'll link it down below in the description in case you're interested in getting one. They make them for, I think, pretty much every Goldwing out there, regardless of size or year. I'm pretty sure they have windshields for all of them. I went with this, it's an adjustable double layer windscreen. Now the double layer is kind of nice because, as you can see here, there's a base layer and an outer layer. Now this base layer is what actually connects to the bike. When you pull the front of your fairing off and you release the screws, pull the old one off, this is what you're going to mount back in its place. Now it has this track system on it that it comes installed from the factory or whatever, from wherever you buy it from. It's going to have this track system already installed on it. And what that effectively does is it provides this track so you can put the outer windshield on. Now, they tell you how to measure the right windshield for your height and your, kind of riding position. That's all I did. I got on their website. I followed their instructions for measuring. Excuse me, holy crap. And I ordered it. It came really fast. I'm trying to think of the price. I want to say it was around $300. I'll also put that on the screen so that you guys know what you're getting into if you are interested in going this route. So you mount the lower one, then you take this upper one and you pull these pins back, these stainless steel pins, and hopefully I can do this while I'm riding. You can see by pulling back and twisting, it locks in the out position. Now, if you do that to both of them, and you're not supposed to do it while you're riding, it'd probably be really hard and dangerous to do. While you're stopped, if you want to adjust this windshield up and down, you pull these out. And I'm talking and forgetting to shift here. God damn it, where was I? You pull these pins out, you make your adjustment, and there's a lot of preset notches in that track, so that you can do incremental adjustments to the height of this kind of recurved outer screen. They come in clear, and they come in like a light smoke and sort of a darker smoke. And I went with the darker. I just like the look of it better. I put this in sort of the mid position. What's up, dude? I put this in sort of the mid position right now, and the top of this is probably, I'd say, 4 inches or so below my line of sight from my eyeballs. And right now I'm getting, really good wind protection on my chest and stuff. I can barely feel wind on my body. My arms are getting a little bit because they're, hanging out here in the breeze, which I like. I like being in the wind. I like protection for bugs and rocks also, but I do like being in the wind and keeping it off me a little bit. Right now, this thing is adjusted to where it's, like I said, it's just hitting the top of my helmet and kind of forcing air into the forehead vents of my showy RFSR helmet that I'm wearing right now. I would probably play with it, adjust it to the next level up and go for a ride, adjust it to the next level down, go for a ride. There is a ton of adjustment in these. Let me flip this back before I forget. Of course, it doesn't want to go in. It probably wiggled. There it goes. There's a ton of adjustment in this. Not only is there adjustment in this track, but there is the same, like, I believe you get about 2 inches or so of adjustment in a stock windshield. That's what these levers here and here are for. You flip those and you can adjust the windshield, the stock windshield, and its stock track underneath the front of the fairing. There is some adjustment there. So you have that adjustment plus all of this adjustment. It's almost infinitely adjustable to any real scenario where you would want it. I got lucky, I think, setting it here and going for a ride because I'm really liking it so far. I might adjust it up and see if I still feel any air getting forced into the vents on my helmet, or if that cuts it off completely. If I can still get air and maybe just a slight bit less wind noise in my ears, then that's the perfect position. But right now it actually feels pretty good. It also looks kind of cool. I'll post some pictures of the front of the bike so you can actually see it instead of just seeing my view from the cockpit. I did that quick mod, and now I'm gonna go put it on the lift over at the farm and really start tearing into it this weekend and sort of get it to where I feel a little better riding it at any kind of distance. I was told that the owner before the owner that I bought it from replaced those timing belts. I have no friggin' way of knowing if that's true or not. And to me, it's just cheap insurance to replace these timing belts myself and just make sure it's done and that it's done right. Now, I am by no means a motorcycle mechanic. I do what everyone else does, and I get on YouTube and find videos of how to do the things that I want to do on my bike. One of the other things I'm going to do while I have the bike ripped apart is I'm going to replace this LCD screen because it's fragged and it just looks like shit and I can't tell what's what. It doesn't work. So I'm going to replace that, and as long as I'm going to tear that whole dash assembly apart, I'm going to go ahead and replace all the bulbs in the dash. Now I think currently they are all working. They're not burnt out or anything. However, it's a cheap fix to just get the bulbs and replace them while I'm in there. So I'm going to do that as well. So I got to get after it, and we'll catch you guys later.
So I want to take a quick minute here to explain that I'm taking the bike over to the farm a day early because in order to properly replace your timing belts, everything that I read online said the bike has to be completely stone cold. So I wanted to give it overnight at the farm to sit there before I dug in.
The next day.
All right, it's day 2. I am back at it again, heading out to the farm again to continue working on the Goldwing. And since I ditched the Goldwing over at the farm, I'm riding on the Street Glide. Quite an upgrade. As much as I love my clapped out piece of shit Goldwing, I do love riding Harleys. They are so choice. Yeah, this is Eric's Street Glide. I love riding it. It's just a fun bike to ride. Everything about it, it's cool. It looks cool. It sounds cool. It just, you know, has that Harley feeling. For those of you that have never ridden a Harley, I guess you wouldn't get that. Harleys just feel different. There's just an attitude to a Harley Davidson. There's just a feel of the motor and the torque response and everything on these. It's just feels different than most other bikes, especially, you know, the Japanese cruisers that I like to ride. I didn't really do much yesterday. I tore a bunch of the plastics off just so I could get to the fuel filter and the air filter, both of which were in desperate need of being changed, so I'm really glad I did that. And I just knocked that out yesterday because I had a little time. Why put it off? Come on, dude, go. Yeah, why put it off and just stack more work up on the days to come? This is going to be a several-day project. As I mentioned, I had those 2 projects to do, and I still need to change the timing belts. I need to give it an oil change. I need to change the spark plugs, which is going to require ripping off a ton more plastic. There's the busted LCD screen and some bulbs behind the dash, which is going to require a whole bunch of plastic to get torn off. That's the thing. The Goldwing it's goofy fun, and it's a great feeling bike, and the missus really loves getting on the back of it and riding around, but doing even the simplest maintenance, you gotta pull so much shit off the bike. It's unbelievable. So that's why I'm trying to knock out a whole bunch of projects at once, because I don't want to have to take it apart too many times just to get to the simple parts. Like I said, just to replace your air filter on a Harley, on lots of bikes. I mean, you know, most cruisers, like here, I mean, to replace the air filter here, piece of cake, it's right there. You pull the cover off, you pull the filter out, you put a new one in, or clean that one, put it back, whatever whatever you're running. I had to pull like half of the front of behind, the cockpit and everything off of the Goldwing. I had to remove like little pockets and bins and shit that are meant to hold random things. I had to pull the stereo out. I mean, there's so much you have to do. It's wild. It's not like it's terribly difficult work. I did struggle a little bit pulling the pin connector out of the back of the stereo. That was a bit of a bitch. Trying to remove the fuel filter without just splashing gas friggin' everywhere. That gave me a little bit of a hassle, but all in all, it wasn't that bad. Those were just kind of, I was in the garage anyway, killing time, thinking about what I'm going to do today, so I went ahead and just knocked those projects out. I'm going to set up a camera. I always forget where that's the problem with Harleys. The turn signal's on both sides, and I'm used to it just being a switch on the left. So I'm always feeling for that switch, and then have to remember, oh yeah, it's on both sides. Got riding this thing home last night in the dark. I'm not familiar with where all the switches and shit are at on these handlebars. So, trying to mess with the high beams and shit, I'm honking the horn, and it was kind of funny. If you have an old Goldwing and you're looking to work on it, do what I'm doing. Go to goldwingdocs.com. Goldwing, what the hell? Must be in second. Goldwingdocs.com has info on basically any friggin' project you want to do on a Goldwing. If you own a Goldwing, go check the site out. It's cool. There's forums, there's how-tos, I think there's a shop where you can buy parts. There's just, it's a really well thought out, simple website that has a lot of information on how to do stuff to your old Goldwing, including pictures. So that's good. I like to see what I'm doing, not just read it. So anyway, I'll see you guys back at the farm.
The next day.
All right, I guess I lied. It's day 3. I'm back on the street glide. So I went to the farm yesterday, did a whole shit ton of work to the Goldwing, and the problem is I forgot to take my camera with me to film any of the work that I did. However, it's not that big a deal. The work wasn't like crazy involved. There's a lot of processes to doing anything on a Goldwing. There's a lot of different plastics and little body work and stuff that you got to take off, and it was a little involved changing out my LCD screen and stuff. But everything that I did on this bike, I found either how-tos, like how-to articles or videos on YouTube to learn how to do it all. So if I can do it, you can do it. Preferably I'd like for you guys to watch me do my own work and see the steps I'm going through, but I'll just guide you to Goldwing Docs. Everything that you might want to know is already on there anyways. I guess I won't bore you with watching me read Goldwing Docs to do my work. Just go to Goldwing Docs. You got a question about it, go to Goldwing Docs. It's a great website. I've been kind of just working at a snail's pace, shooting the shit while I work, not working too extremely hard on it. I was supposed to get new brake pads yesterday, and they did not show up. And we called today, and apparently FedEx is closed on Sundays, or at least around here they're closed. I didn't realize they were closed on Sundays. It's kind of stupid. But from what I can tell, the brake pads that I ordered are in Portland somewhere, and the earliest I'll see them is Monday. Well, I want to put my bike back together. I want to give Eric back his bike. The Kawasaki is not running Well, I mean, it runs, but it's not at a place where I want to ride around on it right now until I get a couple of problems ironed out. So I want a running, functioning motorcycle of my own. The brake pads will get put on at some point. Until then, I'll just have to ride it a little easy and, you know, keep plenty of space between me and the cars in front of me, because I don't have as much braking power as I would like. So until I get a chance to put them on, they're gonna sit there, and I'm gonna ride with the brakes not 100% ideal, but that's the way I've been riding it anyway. You just got to be a little more careful. I mean, it's not the end of the world. They work. They just don't work as good as I'd like. So I'm gonna go put my bike back together and leave the Street Glide with Eric, with its rightful owner. Even though I am enjoying riding around on it, I'm gonna put my bike back together, bring it home.